That's something we haven't addressed yet is the length of time. This can bounce back, like you just mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
for years. And it can be something where you can look at it when you're in a healthy, like cognitive space where you're like, yeah, okay, this comment, I've worked
Mm-hmm.
through it. But then maybe something thematic or something similar comes into play and it hits you in a, or it impacts you in a way that you didn't expect. And all of a sudden you're right back to that comment from 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. A is just confusing and B is really stressful to just like be going throughout your day and like all of a sudden intrusive, like embarrassing or shame-filled memory pops up and you're like back in it. Like, yeah, it's okay. So this is kind of a silly example, but we were filming an episode and we were talking about how we needed to do RSD. And you're like, speaking of RSD, we just got our first like 1-star review. And in the moment I was like, did my like talking through like, okay, that makes sense. But then that comment kept popping in my head throughout the day. And I still, sometimes when I think about this podcast, like that just pops back up. And it feels so silly. And then the secondary narrative of like, Megan Anna, why do you care about this? Right. So it's not just the intrusive memory. There's often a second narrative that comes on of like, why are you still holding on to this? Especially if it's something like that, where like, I feel like that's petty and I should be able to just release it. Then there's the second narrative of like, why are you still thinking about this? Why can't you release it? Why can't you get over it?